Yo, yo, yo. We are back with another There's No Place Like Home. Big up to everybody that has been locking on these last few weeks. We've had some really good chats, but this one, I would say this one's for the lads, but if you're a rum drinker, this one here is for you. So I'm about to jump on now with the rum ambassador, and we're about to just get it in, man. Trust me, he's a true gent, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Legacy London. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. No, I don't. No, I don't want that button. This is what I want. There. Take that off. Oh, John. I can't seem to get my G on there. Right. Let's get in. Let's get in. Let's jump straight in. What's going on, brother?
Yo, man, what's up? You good?
So you survived that plane trip,
Boy, just about, man.
bro. When I see you at the airport, I was like, "What is this guy doing? I don't know if he's gonna make it."
Yeah, man, that's how it is, man. You have to duck and dive when it comes to the traveling business, especially around now. Anyway.
Yeah, trust me, you gotta flex it, man. But how you
So
been?
how you doing anyway?
I'm good. But how you been?
Good, man. Yeah, it's been last couple of weeks has been all right. You know, it's been a lot better than I thought it was gonna be because I thought it was gonna be a nightmare getting locked down. It's like, oh man, first couple of days everything's the same thing, but then you realize you got a lot of things that you wanted to do that I wanted to do that I couldn't do because I was too busy being on a plane, traveling all over the place, or preparing for those events. Now I can just focus on stuff over here in the UK. So it's nice. It's nice just being able to first of all wake up when you finish sleeping.
Slow down a little bit. Slow down. You acting like you're younger than me out here. You just globe trotting. I'm trying to catch you.
Same.
So before we get into the chat, let the people know who you are and what it is you do.
Well, yeah, I'm the global ambassador for rum, the only one in the world, in fact. So I look after the category of rum. So I work with various different rum brands, which basically means traveling around, talking about drinks, cocktails, rum, the history of it, where it is today, where it's going in the future. I do some consultation for certain different brands, and get paid for doing it.
Living the dream, living the
Why
dream.
not? Why not, man? Get paid for traveling, drinking rum.
That's rough. I'm trying to get to where you are in life, innit? So that is such a unique job title. How did you even find yourself in that role?
Basically, what it was, I created my own job. When I started off back in like early 2000s, I was already in the industry. I was already bartending, making cocktails. I was already working with a couple of rum brands, but I just felt that I wanted to do something a little bit different. And there wasn't no one representing rum as a category. What I was doing, I was introducing people to certain brands. A particular brand I worked with was a Jamaican rum company called Rare Nephew. So so I was working with them, representing those guys. But then people asked me questions about other rums, and I didn't know about these other rums. So the only way I felt to become a better brand ambassador for Rare Nephew was to learn about other rums. And while I was learning about all those other rums, I was like, wow, you know what? I should be talking about the whole category, not just as one brand, all brands. And I was like, there's a person out there, and there isn't one. There was no one out there doing it. And I said, you know what? It's going to be me. I said, when people want to talk and understand what's going on with the rum world and that type of stuff, I want them to come to me. If there was a Facebook or Instagram at that time, then I would have been jumping on there. But there was no Facebook and no Instagram that time. I think it was just MySpace. That was it. And
it's something. Yeah, bro. I'm old. The beard's telling people.
I hear you, man.
I know, but literally, I remember because I bumped into you at that Barry and PJ's party, and I'd known of you already from the hat. I was like, yo, that's
right, okay. Yeah, the trademark
hat. I was like, I gotta talk to him because he knows where I'm going.
Same.
But like, it was such a, because my job is kind of that. It's not really a job role. We just kind of created a job for ourselves, and we just deal with numerous brands. And then I fell into dealing with obviously sovereign brands, which are Bel Air,
Yeah.
Bamboo, and all those brands. They're dope guys. Love them because they've taught me a lot in my few years with them.
Yeah.
But like,
No,
yeah, it's one of those job roles. I keep telling people, if you can't find the job role you're looking for, create it. Like,
correct.
it's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. And it's
you
not
know?
only that, it's also creating a job role that you're passionate about. Because Confucius came out with a great quote years ago, about 100 years ago. He said, find a job that you're passionate about, find a job that you love, and you never have to work a day. And when I read that, I was like, you know what? That makes so much sense. Because if you're passionate about what you do as a job, then yeah, you don't feel like you're working. I don't feel like I'm working when I'm on stage in front of hundreds and hundreds of people just talking about rum or talking about or if I'm doing TV stuff, I'm making cocktails and cracking jokes with people and things like that. That's not work for me. But I'm having fun. I'm having fun doing that. When you get called from, let's say, a rum company in Mauritius, and they say, "Oh, when you fly you out to Mauritius to come out there and try and sample some of our rums and give us some ideas of what we should be doing," you're like, "Really? All right, okay, fair enough. That's not really work." Yeah. So find a job you love and never have to work a day. Oh, back again.
I told you, my Wi-Fi has been shagging me lately, I swear.
Oh, no.
like I'm not home, like paying these bills. So, and it's a big rum question I've got to ask you, right?
Yeah.
Because you're the guy. When drinking rum, what is the best way to drink it? Straight?
Wow, great. That's a good question. You know why? Because when we're youths, and we see adults drinking liquor, which you can call liquor, it always seems like it's like mystique to us, especially if they're drinking it neat, because we always want to evolve to drink a spirit neat. So a lot of people would say it should be neat. That's the way you really drink a spirit. But I disagree with them. I believe it's all down to your personal experience, because I used to have a bar in Camden, and we used to have like 300 rums in there. Get people come in there, and people come into the bar and they'll say, "You know what? I don't like rum." I'm like, "Really? You don't like rum?" I'm like, "So why are you coming to this bar? We've got 300 rums." "Yeah, but I like cocktails." I'm like, "Okay, what's your favorite cocktail?" They say, "I like mojito." I'm like, "Reggie, mojito is made with rum." But they didn't realize because they thought rum was just a dark spirit that's just like Captain Morgan. No disrespect to Captain Morgan, but it's a dark, heavy spirit they just get drunk on. And that's what they thought. They were like, so I was saying to them, no, listen, it's all about how you drink the rum. So you want to drink it in a cocktail, drink it in a cocktail. You want to drink it with Coke or with ginger beer or ginger ale, drink it like that way. You want to drink it neat or with ice or with water, drink it. It's the way you want to drink it. So when people say to me, how do I drink rum? I say, the best mix of rum is with friends. That's the best way. That's the best way to drink rum, with friends.
That's it. But I've come across some rum, like, serious guys, and you put a bit of rum with ice, they lose their mind. They're like, "We did."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know. Some people are like that. And it's funny because you get some of the guys who make the rums, they used to be like that back in the days, but as they now travel around the world, because rum is becoming so popular, the people that used to make the rums, that used to just stay on their island or stay in the distillery, never really travel out. They're now become ambassadors. So they're now seeing people drinking the products they've made over the years, and they're like, wow, these guys are enjoying my product with a bit of water in there, with some ice, or even with a mixer. So they're respecting that, because they're saying, as long as you're drinking my rum, I don't care how you drink it.
How you drink it. Yeah. Just drink it.
So you want to, if you want to drink the most expensive rum in the world and you want to put Coca-Cola in it, yeah, man, go and do that. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Why not?
Water, don't care, buy more.
Exactly, buy more.
That's it. Because even when I thought about rum, it's always been like one of my favorite drinks anyway. I'm a rum, and then my wife was trying to get me on tequila for a while. And I was like,
party, she likes her partying.
Yeah, I can't do it all the time, babes. When I'm just trying to have a meeting, or I'm just trying to have a little chill with friends, I'm like, get the rum out, you know, and I think when I met you, literally Barry had just introduced me to the bamboo.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
I'm selling that on people. I'm like,
yeah.
if you've never had
because because Barry represents them in the UK, don't he? His company. I think his company imports it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, he gave me a bottle, reading the thing on me. I'm a bit of a stickler, so I'm reading the back, like, where's this from? And it says Barbados, and I'm like, yeah, I'm there. That's it. That's all I need.
Although technically it's not even rum though. I want to break that to you. It's a rum liqueur. It's a rum liqueur.
Yeah.
It's a liqueur. That's it. It's a liqueur.
But I gave it to him. It tasted nice. I was like, all right, Barry.
That's the thing. And that's what I respect about that. What you just said. It's a case of, you know, it's liqueur. You're not even trying to say it's a rum. You know what it is, and that's a good thing. It's about for me. What I try and do is I try to educate people on what they're drinking, but I have to respect what they're drinking as well. So I like to say, enjoy what you like, but understand what you're drinking. For me, that's the most important thing. As long as it's not trying to pretend to be a rum, then if it's a rum liqueur and you know it's rum liqueur, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not wrong with it.
We've got a lot of pretenders in the market. Like,
tell me about it. Whole heap of a fake rum.
A fake rum. There is. We're doing a campaign for a cigar brand called Legado. And
where's that from?
It's owned by Rihanna's brother, Rory.
Okay. Nice.
And since we've been doing that, because obviously they wanted to do a lot of ads, it was a lot of rum in the ads. I had all these companies coming to me, and I'm going, bruv, that's not a rum. What's that?
Brilliant.
He was like,
someone online, I think Bennett and Winchy, to say name and shame brands. You can't do that, man. Robin can't do that, man.
Can't do it. They wrote the checks. No, but like, it's generally like, so many people, and a lot of the people that make the brands don't really understand.
Correct. Especially the marketing guys. I feel sorry for some of these brand ambassadors out there. They go out there and they're telling bartenders, they're telling consumers about their product, and they've never been to the country where it's made, or never been to the distillery where it's made, and they just get this PowerPoint presentation from the marketing guys, and they'll say, tell everyone about this and tell everyone about that, and then they come to someone like me, a guy coming to my bar. This is years back. Came to my bar of a particular brand, and he said, yeah, man, try this because I heard that you like rums. I'm like, all right. So I tried it. I was like, wow, yeah, nice. It's got a lot of sweetness to it. I got some orange notes and that type of stuff. He says, yeah, what we do, we age our rum in Grand Marnier barrels. I'm like, what? What? I'm like, what? He said, yeah, that's where the orange note come from and the sweetness. I said, you age in Grand Marnier barrels. This way, that's sweet. What? Listen. So I said to him, let me tell you a little bit about the brand that you're telling me. First of all, it comes from this country. Secondly, it's blended with these rums. Thirdly, I know exactly where they get the orange concentrate that they add to the actual product, because I know the company that sells it to them. And he's like, what?
Catch
him out. Realize it was me.
Yeah, see? Catch him out.
Yeah, but he didn't know. He didn't know. So that's how it is for some brands out there. They just don't give the information to their brand ambassadors. And they go out there and they tell a load of rubbish stories that they believe is true. Unfortunately, but that's the fight that rum as a category has at the moment. Making sure that the honest rums get their props, and the rums that are not honest to actually get called out, as someone was put out there. I tip the bum. What? Drinking the right bamboo. They're not drinking the right one. This one, cussing, man.
This one they tried to sell me on, and I didn't like it. I was like, don't try upmarket me. I don't like it. Right? So we went back to this one. You need to.
You go for the. Okay.
The original one. The upmarket one is it's meant to be from Panama, and I was like, Barry, I don't really like that one. You just threw that in the market. That one, like the original. I'm always an original source person, so I know a lot of like vodka brands love to do like.
We have to get some of this. We have to get some of this to you later on.
I need to try this. I saw you drinking that, and I was like, he does not go and give me the connect.
That's it, the Equiano. This is authentic. This is the world's first African Caribbean rum.
Oh, what? What's that called?
Equiano. So Equiano was Equiano was an abolitionist. He was probably the most important person in the abolition of slavery in the 18th century. he was enslaved in Africa, brought over to the Caribbean, sold in the Caribbean to the UK, came over to the UK. Then he went back a few years later back to the Caribbean and bought his own freedom. He bought his own freedom selling rum and spices. Came back to the UK and then influenced people over here about what slavery was about. He wrote a book. He became the bestseller. Interesting Times of Aluda Equiano, and opened people's eyes to what slavery was, and that started basically the ball rolling to the abolition of slavery out there. So we want to pay respects to this guy here, Equiano, Aluda Equiano, as an entrepreneur. By selling that book, it was a bestseller, as I said. We're talking about like 1760s, 1770s, as a black man in what's called London at that particular time. So yeah, so he actually really pushed the boat out there. But the thing I love about that is the fact that, yeah, he bought his own freedom. He's like, you know what? I ain't taking this no more. I'm going to sell rum. I'm going to sell rum. You know where he lived? He lived just off Tottenham Court Road. He lived just off there's a house out there. They got a little plaque out there. They put it in 2003 saying, this is where Aluda Equiano, this is where he lived. And they put it there in 2003 during Black History Month. So that's why we want to create a rum. And the thing is about rum, it does the same journey. It's a rum from Africa. It goes to Barbados. We blend it in Barbados and bottle it in Barbados to keep the money in Barbados, and then we bring it to London and bottle it over and sell it over here. It's the world's first African and Caribbean rum. So that's it. No sugar, nothing, no additives, no spices, no nothing. Just pure cognac cask and a whiskey cask blended together. Proper rum.
Bro, I need that just for the story. You got me inspired now. I'm like, yo.
You know what? After this, I'll get your address and I'll get a sample bottle sent to you tomorrow, so you can try it. So I'm doing a live tasting next week. So you have to have a sample in front of you when you're doing the tasting.
I'm there, bro. I'm there. I've been collected. I got my glasses all set now. All you bartenders guys have like got me into this madness of like, and I call it bartender shenanigans. Like when you go to the bar and it's never just drinking, it's the whole process. So I've been doing my research.
Are you making cocktails at home though? Are you making cocktails at home?
Just started. Like we just started. I ain't gonna sound professional. Just started.
Well, on Sunday, if you check out Sunday Brunch on Channel 4, I'm making 2 cocktails on there.
Oh, I'm there for that.
2 simple cocktails. Yeah, from there. 2 simple cocktails with ingredients, what's called that you might find inside your fridge or at home. So yeah, we've got 2 simple drinks because. Yeah, a lot of these bartenders out there, they're great, but some of the cocktails are easy to make at home. Easy to make.
Yeah. Everyone, don't get conned by the bartender. There's loads of tricks that go on, and the drink don't taste like nothing. I'm just like,
there is a few tricks.
All the crazy sparkly stuff. Don't let that go. Don't do it, because I fell for it for a while. I'm in the bar, the guy's throwing up stuff, and I'm like, bro, this is wicked. Tasted it, and I was like, nah, not feeling that, bro. Not feeling that.
Yeah,
but got someone talking about apple tea. Appleton is what my mum used to drink. So that yeah. I know I was brought into the whole drinking world really harshly. It was like Appleton is not like, but she was like, you want a drink? Taste that. And I
here's the king of the rum.
And a Ray and Nephew. You can't go to a hold about Ray and Nephew.
That's the first rum I ever drunk, and it'll be the last drunk I'll ever drink.
Oh yeah, definitely. I took a hiatus off it for a while, and we're meant to be doing an event with them, so I went to one of their other events just to check it out, see what they want from us as brand managers. And bruv, it snuck up on me quick.
It can do.
Loads of cocktails and stuff, but they just got me.
I got this cocktail I created for Ray Nephew in the late 90s. Actually, it was one of our biggest sellers. I used to own a restaurant called Cotton's in Camden Town. So I used to put this on the menu. It was called a reggae rum punch, and when you looked at it, it looked like pinky red. So some of the guys had this thing like, I ain't drinking no pink cocktail. Like, don't worry about it. I said, listen, don't judge a book by its cover, man. Drink it and tell me. It had a double shot of Ray Nephew in there. Double shot of Ray Nephew, double shot of pineapple juice, double shot of orange juice, 1 shot of grenadine or strawberry syrup, half a shot of lime. Shake it up, serve it in a nice tall glass, pineapple garnish, and a straw. And man would come in there and they're like, yeah, it's not strong. Yeah, it's not strong. Yeah, let me have another one. Let me have another one. After
Give it,
two, they were
give it a minute.
singing like Bob Marley. They were singing like Bob Marley, man.
It was
Serious.
like, give it a minute. That's it. Give it a minute. And that's what that's honestly what I forgot. My main goal was to go in there and speak to people. So I just took the glass. I was like, yellow. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Drinking it. I'm talking. It finished quick. And I was like, yeah, go and get me another one.
Yeah.
Had another one. By the time I'd sip two, I was like, oh, let me just go and sit down quickly. Let me just calm down on that. Because, like I said, with Ray and Nephew, for me, it's all.
Yeah.
And then they mix it up. But I think that's the best way to get caught up with Ray and Nephew, man.
Oh, of course, it is.
Trust me,
it's a bartender's favorite around the UK. They love it, and they do crazy shit, like they do shots, and I'm like, man, you people are crazy. But they're doing from Manchester to Scotland, they're doing shots of Uncle Ray, they call it. And I'm like,
do you know who tried to get me to do that? When we left Barry's party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't try to do that. I've mashed up Barry many times on Ray. Mash him up.
Bro, Barry tried to get me. When we left that party, we went downstairs to the bar that was downstairs, right? And Exo Man is pouring shots of Ray and Nephew.
That's LCC. LCC. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 LCC. Yeah, they love doing shots. They're happy when they see a customer stagger out of their place.
There was a few bodies when I left there. Well, I was walking around people and I was like,
I know.
But Exo Man is the first man I've seen, draw up shots for Ray and Nephew. I was like, nah.
Wow. Yeah, but Exo likes walking around. He likes walking around with bamboo, man. I need to get him onto the Equiano. A man so big. I need to get him on the Equiano, man. I'll have to get a bottle too.
You got to reach him up. I've actually got him on tomorrow. Actually,
he's on tomorrow.
So I'll chat to him and I'll be like, hey, have you tried the Equiano? Been over there yet?
Yeah. Tell him to do some research. He needs to do a tune about Equiano. Equiano was the leader, the first.
You know what it is? Because he's such a big lad. What's Exo? 6'7". He can absorb alcohol way better than most of us. So
true.
He's just drinking, and I'm like, bro, no, I gotta slow this down. Let me enjoy my drink and get there.
True.
But one thing I've got to go into before we get out of it. How was the trip that you just took? Like, how did you get back? What was it like being out there?
So I mean, I was lucky. I mean, a lot of people actually thought I was in China. And the reason why I thought I was in China because I posted me in China on April the 1st.
Yeah,
it was big April Fool's joke. But what it was just before that, I did a trip. I was in Jamaica. I was working in Jamaica, and I left Jamaica and came to London for I think 20 hours to catch a flight to Australia. And I had to go via Hong Kong. So it was like 11 hours Hong Kong. Got out there. It was a 2-hour transit. Of course, Hong Kong was one of the places that you're like, well, coronavirus is licking there, and they were one of the first to lock down. Now, Hong Kong is one of the busiest airports in the world. I mean, it's busy. You think of like something like Oxford Circus on a Saturday, just a central crossing. That is a whole of the airport like that. I went through there. It was like a ghost town. I think I saw 10 people in the 2 hours from me being in the lounge, then walking to catching the next plane. It was mad. It was scary, and I felt sorry because they locked down everything in Hong Kong. So I wasn't even worried about catching the coronavirus or because there was no one out there to give it to me.
You just went in it. You were like,
So I had my mask. I had my little mask. It was a carnival mask from one of the Jamaica rum companies because I didn't have the proper surgeon mask. So I had a carnival mask on my face, looking like a terrorist. But everyone looked like that because
this black man doing there with this terrorist mask.
Yeah, they were like, go through. In fact, when I got off the British Airways plane, they actually gave out masks. I said, I don't need one. They said, oh, you have to take them. So you had to take the mask from the British Airways people to get out. And they wouldn't let you walk through unless you didn't have a mask on. So then I walked through in the lounge, sat down there, came out, no one's there, walked to the next plane. And it was enough because that was 12 hours from London to Hong Kong. And then it was another 9 hours from Hong Kong to Melbourne. I landed in Melbourne. And then they put me in Chinatown.
Just for fun.
So I was like, hey, if I don't catch coronavirus from Hong Kong or from Chinatown or from being on the plane for so long, I'm never gonna get it.
They were trying to make you get it. They were like, nah, we're gonna get him. Get him on the next one.
That's it. And then left there, went to New Zealand, worked there 2 days in New Zealand, and came back to Sydney. Worked 2 days in Sydney, jumped on a plane, from Sydney to London, 22 hours, pretty much. And then, I think I landed back on a Thursday, and by Monday, they locked down England. So I just got back. If it had been like 4 days, before, I'd probably still be out there. Probably still be out there trying to find a way to get home.
Because I remember you said you were going, and I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna get back."
Yeah. They fortunately I just beat the cup. So I was lucky. That was my last trip. I had about 5 or 6 other trips planned. They've all been postponed or cancelled. I even had a trip to Antarctica. I was supposed to go at the end of March.
We don't belong
man. I was supposed to go South Pole. I'm about to bring rum down there, man. You can't be a global ambassador if you don't take the rum around the world.
It's true. Antarctica, I'm like at a 0 because it's Antarctica. I don't want to go.
I'm going. They rescheduled the trip to January next year, so I'll be going next year to Antarctica. Next year, I'm going to do all 7 continents again. 7 continents in 7 months.
Big man, you out here. You living the dream for me anyway. Definitely I've watched your journey for a bit now, and definitely a big inspiration to me as an entrepreneur and trying to create a little lane for myself. Because obviously, when we did the brand management to start with, it was more of just a necessity. We dealt with a lot of athletes, so boxers, footballers, and boxers need sponsors, so they can't fight without sponsors. So we were just going to like fitness brands and X, Y, and Z. But because I'm a stickler for detailing, I was doing the research and really connecting the right brands to the right fighters and X, Y, and Z. So when Belair came along, it was for an artist called Shan, and she was really on urban stuff and really wanted to be like something that's going to be party-esque. So I was like, I know Barry. Yeah. We're cool like that. Let me call Barry. Yeah. But again, fell into the whole spirit world, and obviously they're like my go-to guys. But I've worked with a few companies now, had a few duds. There's been a few horrible companies, but I'm like,
of course, there always are.
But I've learned now that a lot of people ask me my profession, and I've just learned now not to explain it. I just don't want to. I'm just like, it's very intricate, and I feel like when you have to explain yourself regarding your business, as long as you're enjoying it and you're earning from it, that's it. I'll make it happen, and I'll just so if what we actually tried to do is just to make it simpler for companies, we just split it in half. So I've got one side talent, so if you want influencers and that kind of stuff there, talent, you go over that company. That's called TM Management. And then Legacy London is anything with brands. So any big campaigns they want done, adverts they want done, we're doing that. So we're meant to be, cross fingers, they let us out of quarantine. And I'm meant to be in Greece this year. And we're meant to be shooting a few things out there for a couple of vodka companies. And even that, when I got that email, I was like, yes, finally, someone's flying us out. Let's get it. So we're going to shoot. I think it's Santorini, Athens, and I think somewhere else. But it's all like picturesque stuff. So I'm excited, man. I'm trying to get to your levels. Trying to get there.
All right, there's plenty of space for us up there. There's not enough of us up there or doing that. So it's good, man. Brilliant.
I'm coming, man. I'm gonna get myself a hat. And I'll be like,
this is branding. This is a marketing guy said to me a few years ago. He's like, you have to have a brand, you have to have a logo or something like this, and some of the people can identify you. And I'm like, oh, and I was at a wedding with the hat on, and someone said, oh, I really love your hat. And then someone else was looking for me, and they said, oh, we saw you because you saw the hat. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this hat thing might work. And I've been doing it for like 10 years now. 10 years. No one sees me about the hat. It's the brand.
It's iconic. It's iconic. Even I posted this to my Uncle Duke earlier. He's a 3-time world champion, and he knew who you was from the hat.
No.
Yeah. He was like, what? With the hat? I was like, yeah. He was like, All right, I'm on. So big up to Uncle Duke. Uncle Duke, if you locked in. Again, he's one of my major inspirations as well. He's the three-time world champion at 3 different weight classes. I think it's
which weight?
Him and one other person. His name's called Duke McKenzie.
No, I was about to say not Duke McKenzie.
Yeah, Duke McKenzie is my uncle.
Duke McKenzie. I don't know him personally, but I used to watch him, man. What bad man.
Yeah, man, it's my uncle, big uncle.
Man, nice man. Tell him respect. Tell him enough respect.
Yeah, man.
See, because when you see people like Duke McKenzie, when I used to watch Duke McKenzie on TV and things like that, you didn't see many people of color on TV. So anytime you saw someone doing well, they were inspirations. They were like, you want to do something? Yeah, he can do it. I can do it. So at the end of the day, yeah, using his anyone a person of color on TV doing something positive is an inspiration to me. So yeah, he's definitely one of my inspirations. Duke, man, wicked. Respect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's him and his brother and my other uncles, Clinton and that, they are pretty much the reason why I do Legacy. But when I was starting it, all the boxers were them, and it was like then his son started to fight, and we did them, and we moved on, and then I just I veered off and kind of did my own thing just to kind of build something for myself. You know, you gotta have your own name out there and stuff. So I was like,
of course.
Let's come out from underneath the family name for a second. Try and get my own legacy going on out here. But yeah, they're definitely from that generation. As a kid, I've always watched them drink and what they're drinking and why they're drinking it. And you're a little kid, you teeth it as a kid, but you ain't got the palate yet. So it don't.
True, very true. Very
you're not ready for it. So now,
I used to steal little bits of samples. My mum used to collect miniatures. I used to take little bits of the miniatures and drink them and top them up with water and try and turn the top. Sorry, push the seals back to make it look like they weren't open. So that's what
I used to learn that trick. I got in trouble all the time. Mum come home, Cavassier bottles. She'd mark them and be like, I know that there was this much in there. Yeah. I was like,
that's it.
Sure, I gotta try it. But now as an adult, definitely I want to dive into the rum market and dive into just the quality of it and kind of get more information. So
yeah, it's a fun market, and it's a fun market. It's also a market that's growing massively. There's a lot of new brands coming out there, all looking to find ways to market themselves and promote themselves in various different ways. That's another reason why it keeps me busy, because as an independent rum ambassador, I get to work with many different brands out there. So it's nice to actually be part of that revolution, that rum revolution that's happening at the moment around the world with various rums. So as you know, with rums coming from cultural places as well. So
I saw you do the Bacardi Legacy show. I didn't realize how big that was.
The Bacardi, the Legacy the cocktail competition is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest for me, the biggest bartender cocktail competition in the world. It takes over. It's over in I think it's like 70 different countries around the world. So they'll have winners from different regions, and they'll bring them to a different place every year. So last year the final was in, I can't remember. I think it was in Germany or Amsterdam. So many I can't even remember. But last year they had the final. I think it was Amsterdam. It was Amsterdam, where they had like 50 bartenders from all over the world competing for the title of Bartender of the Year. The previous year would have been in Puerto Rico. The previous year before that would have been Berlin. And then the year before that was in San Francisco, and then Australia. So they bring us around the world, and they're bringing some of the best bartenders around the world. And the idea is you market and create your cocktail, and then you're judged on your promotion, your PR, and of course the taste of your drink. So it's a great competition, and I'm very honored that I'm to be one of the judges for the final, either the final 4 or the final 8, depending on which year. It is. It's a great honor to be part of it. It's a great company.
It looked really good. I was lucky enough to meet the Bacardi brand ambassadors. I think it was in September, and they were telling me about it, and I was like, look, I'm here for it. Like,
you definitely have to check it out for next year. We'll invite you down to some of the parties. I have to give a big shout out to Pete Kimber, 35. Another big rum drinker. Always around.
But yeah, no, definitely. The Bacardi girls are lovely, man. They definitely showed me lots of love when I met them. So I did say, like, if I'll come out, I'm there, man. I'll come and jump on it. They do a thing called the Sound of Rum.
They do. So work with a lot of music. I met I met Gillionaire with Bacardi. Gillionaire
Mm.
was he was one of the DJs they hired for the Berlin final about 3 years ago.
Mm.
So when I met him, it's funny because I never made the link between him and Major Lazer. I'm like, but it's one of the trio. Met up with him, and me and Chris now are good friends. We're chat. I've been to his place in Brooklyn. It's good. And that was all linked through the Sound of Rum through Bacardi. There was even a Bacardi Major Lazer label. They actually did a Bacardi for them, a Major Lazer label for Bacardi.
Oh,
So
yeah. Love it. I've been to a few of their events that they kind of signature to whatever event you're doing with like specific cocktails, and I love all that stuff. So I was talking to my videographer guys and said, look, the next Sound of Rum, we have to, there's so much social content that I think they missed. So I was like, I have to do that, and I've loved Bacardi for years. My dad's been a big Bacardi drinker as well. So I was like, I'm just
vexed because the final this year was in Miami. So we was all going to be in Miami next month for the World Finals. Music, rum, dancing, cocktails, and blown out. COVID-19 just wipe out.
Just wipe it out.
Wipe out till next year.
Well, hopefully we'll get out of this soon. We can get back to jumping on these planes and drinking rum and spreading the vibes as we do, man. But thank you for coming on, brother.
No, man. Thanks for having me. It's been brilliant, man. But we'll definitely have to link up more about. Talk more about Equiano. Get you involved.
Yeah. Let me get that tasting. What day is the tasting on? Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the tasting. What day is the tasting on?
Oh, the tasting is Thursday. Next Thursday, 7:00 on Facebook. We're doing it on Facebook. So if you go to the Equiano page, Equiano Facebook page, or Equiano.com. What day is it today? Today's Friday. You might still be able to register for that free sample, because they'll post a sample out to you. And then you can get it in your hands. So when I do the tasting, you actually have it in front of you. But I'll link you up with that after we finish.
Yeah, man. We get that.
And then also
your Rum Fest.
Also got Rum Fest. That was my boss. That was my boss there, Emma. Emma is she's the event organizer, but she's the real boss of Rum Fest. But Rum Fest, 14th year. That's going to be in October. 2 days, 17th, 18th of October. So come down there and try rums from all over the world as well. Yeah, don't worry, Peter. You're invited as well, Peter Kimber. He's invited as well.
I'll be there. I'm gonna get myself down there.
You'll be there.
This rise from. But again, man, thanks for having you on. I'm gonna post up some little clips like later on, so everyone can get over to your page and check you out. And I'm gonna go and chill now. I'm gonna grab some food for the kids.
Get some food. Feed the kids.
Yeah,
and drink.
I'm gonna have my bamboo, but I'm gonna get myself some Ray Nephew now, because you got me thinking.
Get some Ray Nephew. save the bamboo. Save the bamboo for dessert.
All right, brother. Bless up, yeah.
Bless, man. Yeah. All right. Respect. Yeah.
Respect, brother.
Wicked.
Right. Let's get this. So what's going on, everybody? That has been another There's No Place Like Home. Big up to the rum ambassador, man. True gen. Definitely, I've been a follower of him for a while now. If anybody on here knows me, I'm really specific when it comes to any market that I dive into. I do the research, I do the due diligence, and make sure I pay it homage well. So we're looking to work with a lot of new rum brands. So definitely going to check out that one that he mentioned. And yeah, man, I'm going to get involved. But yeah, man, I'm definitely going to get my food now, and I'm going to listen to what the rum ambassador said, get my food, wait to dessert. Definitely reach out to a little bit of bamboo. Barbados things. It's sweet, so again, it's a liqueur, but definitely a dessert thing. It's got such a sweet taste to it, but it's one of them things where just try it, and I guarantee you'll try it again. But again, big up to No Behavior, big up to everyone that has locked in. Let me say some big ups. Dean Williams, what's going on? What's going on, Mick? Yeah, man, I can't wait to start shooting with you, man. We got some brands to hit up. Big up Emma, big up Chris. Who else jumped in there? Els Magazine. Big up Dion. Who else jumped in there, man? Rumboat Treat. Shana. Ori, what's going on, my brother? Who else jumped in there? Big up Yasmin. We're going to do some big events. What's going on, Sophia? You lot really jumped. You came through for me today, man. So I'm looking forward to doing some more. But again, we're on tomorrow with XO Man. Check him out, XO Man Music. Big artists, international artists. We're gonna get on. We're gonna talk about branding. We're gonna talk about tours, and we're gonna talk about what it's like being in quarantine as a creative. Because I know a lot of you creatives are finding it hard right now to stay positive and stay motivated. But he's such a dope guy. And he's so active and he's so inspirational. I had to get him on there, man. Big homie. He's like 7'10" or something. Make that in the West Indies Rum Distillery. We make that at the West Indies Rum Distillery. All right, definitely check that out. Yeah, man. Trust me, Barbados is the thing. So shout out to all the Barbadians. Shout out to everyone that has been locking on to all these lives, man. I'm really enjoying them. There's no place like home. Yo, well, I'm gonna get some food because I gotta get out. But again, thank you for all locking on. Follow me. And I'm going to do some giveaways next week. I'm going to give away some T-shirts, some No Behavior T-shirts, and I'm going to give away some